Welcome to the Music for Young Violinists YouTube channel. This is a video about how to wash hands. You might be confused why I'm doing this on my YouTube channel as a violin teacher, but in addition to playing the violin for the past 40 years, I am also a registered nurse. So I wanted to go through about the 3 things that are necessary for proper hand washing: friction, length of time, and technique. So this video is going to go through some of the techniques. I wanted to do it away from a sink so that you could maybe see the techniques a little bit better. The one I'm going to show you today is very thorough, but not necessarily something we would use for going into surgery. So it's not quite that extreme, but it should really get you some proper protocols to help you stay well. So the first thing we'll do is lather our hands with the soap and water. And after that is where we can really start to get the friction going and some techniques. So I like to take one hand on top of the other and I go in between the fingers like that. You can see how that's getting a nice amount of friction and really rubbing down between the spaces. Then we switch it with the other hand on top like that. After this, I take my hands and I just go like that. Again, it's just another chance to get friction and use the surfaces to help clean each other. Rub the palms, which gets the tips of your fingers and the palms, the thumbs, and then that's usually what I do last. At least once or twice a day, I'll take a fingernail and I'll go underneath the nails to get out anything that might have accumulated. Okay, so this is how I wash my hands at the clinic, and after I would do all that, I would rinse them off. Make sure not to flick your fingers, because in case you didn't get something, all you've done then is flick a pathogen into your surrounding area. So it's very important that you just let them rinse, let them drip organically. You get your paper towel, you blot dry, turn off the sink if it is not an automatic sink. And then if you're in a bathroom and doing this in a bathroom, you would use that paper towel to open the doorway to continue to keep your hands clean. So that's a little bit of information to help you proceed in your wellness practices. If you are a teacher, you should be requiring your students to wash their hands before their lessons, anytime they've touched a mucous membrane, and if they cough or sneeze. If you have not observed your students washing their hands, you must do this as well, because I almost guarantee you that unless they've been taught, they are not doing it properly. And it's our responsibility as grown-ups and teachers to ensure the wellness of our students. So do make sure to observe your students in their hand washing technique. Next, if you're working with young children and you want to make this fun, most people know about sing the length of the happy birthday song, but if you're a music teacher, you can have them sing one of the repertoire pieces or do something fun like use the imagination. Children, especially young children, live in an imaginary world. So you could pretend the hands are just dirty dogs that went out and got in these muddy puddles, and now we need to wash them and get all of that dirt off. So make it a game. If you're a grown-up watching this, I would recommend doing some habit stacking. So every time you wash your hands, that's the time when you start to feel grounded, start to feel your toes, make sure you're breathing from your belly, and it's just a great way to just sort of center yourself throughout the day. There are many silver linings going on right now with, if you're watching this in March 2020, we are experiencing a pandemic in our globe. And my hope is that this is helping you connect with your value system. What do you believe is most important in this world? For me, that is wellness, the arts, the humanities, learning, and all things that I hope this channel is about. Next, I would like to just give everybody a fun fact about germs. In 1846 was a doctor in Hungary named Semmelweis. I might be messing that up. There's something of that fact. I'll put the link down below. But he was the first doctor to champion hand washing. And it was not taken seriously. He was mocked for that. And people didn't believe that these invisible little things that nobody could see, nobody could touch, were somehow making people sick. How could that possibly be responsible for disease and killing people? Well, we know better now, and that's a great reminder that health is on a continuum. We are exploring this every day. For example, we now know most of our mental health is connected to things in our digestion, in our gut. We now know that we have 10 times more bacteria than cells, so we're very conscientious of prebiotics, probiotics, etc. So just remember that wellness is on a continuum, and we should constantly be exploring what that means. For me, that is always an exploration of stress management, because we know when we have cortisol, which is the stress hormone, we've flooded in our system, that it does damage our immune system. So please just do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself and your wellness. The last thing I wanted to say is, if you haven't come to my website yet, I would just be so delighted to connect with you there. I am so proud that over the past 5 years, I have an entire page of freebies. At the time of making this, there's over 106 free downloads, things to help keep your music making inspired, things to teach, things to just keep it fresh, resources you might not have known of. So I would be delighted to meet you there. And if you have any questions, did I miss something? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, and hope to see you on another video.